You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts now.
All right, Black and White Sports supporters, we're going to talk about the New England Patriots. Going to have some Gronkowski and some Tom Brady here because I don't know what the hell's going on exactly when it comes to the Patriots Way. But it's pretty clear. I mean, somebody like Gronkowski and even to a lesser extent Tom Brady, who's trying to be involved with the Raiders organization, boy, they haven't exactly come out and defended Josh McDaniels with flying colors now, have they? Then you got Gronkowski basically saying, look, the Patriots disrespected Mac Jones. He should ask for an immediate release and get the hell out of there. Go somewhere that would actually want him. He suggested the Browns because of Deshaun Watson's injury. Well, now all of a sudden the Bengals are in play. I mean, let's be real. They might be in the market for a quarterback. Joe Flacco worked out for the Cleveland Browns, I believe, by the way. And now we got a conspiracy theory going around about Bill Belichick and the Giants. Because, yeah, I think most of us believe that Bill Belichick is gone after this season. It'll be a mutual parting. And there's, of course, some fire around the Giants because of his connections to the Giants as part of the Parcells tree and Super Bowls as defensive coordinator, yada, yada, yada. There's a lot of connections there. Everybody knows Bill's favorite player of all time is Lawrence Taylor. He is arguably the GOAT of defensive players of all time. But we got Gronkowski here making some more comments, and there's no way around it. He's throwing shade, and he's making it clear who he believes motivated all these Patriot teams all these years, and it was Tom Brady. It was not Bill Belichick. Now, we know Rob and Tom are pretty tight. I mean, Tom once went to the Buccaneers, and Gronkowski followed him and got another ring out of it. And there had been speculation that if Brady decided to come back this year, Gronk might have come out of retirement again, okay? There was speculation that he was bored, might come out of retirement, even if Brady didn't come back. But I guess the right team, the right fit has not happened. I mean, he could still, in theory, play this year if he's in shape. But I doubt it. I kind of doubt it. So let's get to this because Gronk is picking sides. And it doesn't look like it's the Patriots side. It feels like it is Tom Brady's side. It feels like earlier this week it was Mac Jones' side. Something's going on with Belichick there, guys. It really is. And I don't know what's going on, but a lot of ex-players are saying, hey, this isn't working for Bill anymore. And these words are pretty shocking from Gronkowski. With Coach Bill Belichick's future looking increasingly bleak with the Patriots after a 2-8 start, Gronkowski has admitted he saw the writing on the wall when Brady left in 2021. Speaking to Kay Adams on her FanDuel TV show, Up and Adams, the legendary tight end was asked if he felt things would never quite be the same without Brady. Quote, I definitely had a conscious feeling with that throughout my time there that it has proven itself well. Quote, there's no doubt about it. Wow, I mean, no doubt about it. Brady was the meat. He was the ringer that organization, no doubt about it, A to Z. From the way to represent yourself on the field to the way to represent yourself off the field, it just fit the mold for everyone else to fall in place. Look, that's talking about culture, folks. The Patriot Way was the Brady Way, and he was the one driving the culture. Quote, and without Tom, I saw that it was going to trickle down and not work anymore. Gronkowski mentioned how Brady would cut his pay for the good of the team, thus setting, quote, the standard that no other player was going to get absolute absurd contracts as well. He also credited Brady with keeping the team's fighting spirit going through difficult times. By comparison, Gronkowski felt the current Patriots are just, quote, accepting it. Adding, it's like, oh, it's okay, we're going to lose. We don't have to be that good of a team. It's weird. Tom would never accept that and would be in the practice field not making any excuses either, not throwing anyone under the bus. And that's what's going on right now. I feel like people are throwing each other under the bus. They're not clicking, and that just would never happen. Throughout the 24 years, the Patriots became synonymous with Belichick's tough, hard-working, and no-nonsense style and culture. However, Adams noted that while it has been presented as Bill Belichick set the culture, she felt that Gronkowski was sort of saying it was Tom Brady that actually set the culture and held the culture to a standard in New England. No doubt about it. That's exactly what he just said. In response, Gronkowski said it definitely takes everyone, there's no doubt about it, from A to Z, the whole organization. The culture was definitely set with Coach Belichick, but Brady exemplified that culture to another level to make it work. So in other words, Brady made a lot of sacrifices for that team. Plus, we all know Brady would famously take ass chewings on a regular basis from Belichick. And let's face it, you got other players seeing that. They realize, oh crap, if Brady can get thrown to the wolves here, I'm the starting safety on this team. I'm the starting running back. I better have my shit together or I'm screwed. Because I'm certainly not bigger than Tom Brady and nobody in the league is. That also, by the way, I think led a lot of people to want to play there and take less money, which I believe Belichick feels like that's the Patriots culture, and that's the way other players were still going to view it after Tom Brady left. I think that's why you've seen some of these pathetic free agent signings by Belichick. Oh, well, I'll just put Juju in here, and everything will be just fine. Well, no, everything won't be fine because he can't separate from anybody. I mean, it doesn't work. You don't have Brady there. By comparison, in Brady's 19 years as their starter, they failed to reach the playoffs just twice. New England's dismal form this season has led to calls for change, even from Brady himself. And it goes on to talk about the fact that Diana Rossini had the report about a mutual parting. Gary Myers believes he's going to the Chargers. Some people have talked about the Giants. So let's get to this because this is odd. I don't believe this is what's happening. But the Boston Globe columnist Dan Shaughnessy has come out and said that Belichick may have two motivations for winning here. If by chance he wanted to go to the Giants, who's obviously competing with the Patriots for the worst pick in the draft right now, then Belichick's got an incentive for the Patriots to win games and not tank, along with the Shula record. Okay, so in other words, it would be some kind of an elaborate plot by Bill to try to get a higher draft pick once he's, well, sitting with the New York Giants. Now, Brian Daboll would be without a job for like 12 seconds because I think people around the league believe he's a good coach. But the decision-making in New York has me scratching my head. But the problem is you've had the same bad personnel decision-makings from Bill Belichick. You know? So, anyway, let's take a look at this. New England was 2-8 heading into Week 11 bye, but it would be completely inaccurate to claim the team tanked its way to the worst record in the AFC. The Patriots have been flat-out bad, and Belichick never has been one to have an attitude of losing on purpose. Acclaimed Boston Globe columnist Dan Shaughnessy on Friday agreed with the notion that Belichick had no notion of tanking for a quarterback like Caleb Williams or Drake May. Whether he wants to admit it or not, Belichick is chasing Don Shula. We all know that. He's at 331 wins. Shula's at 347. There have been multiple teams thrown out for Belichick's next destination, including a return to the New York Giants, who the Patriots play in Week 12. That's kind of odd that look, Mac Jones has been a dumpster fire. There is no doubt about it. Mac is terrible. Bailey Zappi and Will Grier are worse, okay? They just are. Everybody knows it. All right? I think it's more known nationally in some kind of weird way than maybe even locally or want to be accepted locally. There's a section of Patriot fans that believe Bailey Zappi's like a starting quarterback. I just don't think that's the case. He can't pick up this offense. Now, you can't run this offense. I don't understand why all of a sudden he's a dullard when it's come to learning this offense. That matchup will have big ramifications for the 2024 NFL Draft. That's interesting. Nobody's talked about that. However, Shaughnessy might have gone a step too far when he presented a conspiracy theory about Belichick's allegiances, where his allegiances fall. Quote, over the past 10 days, there have been a lot of rumors of Bill taking over for the Commanders, Chargers, Cowboys, or Giants, which leads us to a ridiculous conspiracy theory regarding next week's Stupor Bowl. Stupor Bowl between the Patriots and the Giants. If Bill knows he's going to coach the Giants next year, he'd be helping himself greatly by coaching the Patriots to win. It would help him move a step closer to Shula while keeping the Giants ahead of the Patriots in the draft order. Quote, imagine that. Bill playing chess while everybody else is playing checkers. I mean, guys, that seems like a far-fetched idea that Bill would be plotting this out. I mean, I want to say that Bill Belichick is always 3 steps ahead of everybody else in the league, but that has not shown up the last 3 years. Okay, it hasn't. All right, we're not acting like Bill Belichick's out-coaching anybody, specifically making sure the offense is where it needs to be to out-coach anybody. But it's an interesting theory. It just smells like bullshit. I mean, I don't know how else to say it. But it is kind of interesting to note that, yeah, if the Patriots win, they help the Giants in the draft order, and that could, in theory, very much be a team that Bill would be interested in. Now, whether or not the Maras would actually fire Brian Daboll, who, like I said, I believe he'll get rehired immediately. Whether or not he should, I don't know. But he's a good offensive mind. You can bet one thing, Buffalo probably rehire him at record speed. We all saw how that turned out with Ken Dorsey. I find that interesting. But back to the first article we covered, that's crazy. I mean, there's been this debate, but Gronkowski is saying he knew when he was playing. And that leads you to believe that a lot of people in that organization may have sat back and was noticing that. It makes you feel like everything could have been escalated from a culture standpoint. Some urgency was put on it because of Tom Brady's presence, not so much because of Bill Belichick's presence, which is interesting. I mean, we all thought everybody wanted to be part of the Patriot Way and that Bill Belichick was a 50-50 portion of that, but Gronkowski would lead you to believe that it feels like more like 70-30. I mean, he said, yeah, Bill established the culture, but it was Tom Brady that drove that culture and raised the accountability to the other players for wins, losses, how you're conducting yourself on and off the field, how you're going to practice, all of it. And, of course, that led to a hell of a lot of winning, a hell of a lot of Super Bowls. That's interesting. I feel like as we go on, is it Belichick's getting more and more exposed? And from ex-players, it's even worse. Interesting. Tell me what you think, black and white sports supporters. Very interesting indeed. Bill Belichick is coaching on behalf of the Giants already, folks. No, I don't know about that. Peace, I'm out. Till next time.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.